Hello and welcome back everyone to Legacy of the Duelist on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, and in this episode we're doing Playmaker Versus Ghost Gal as part of the VRAINS campaign. Alright, so, yeah, we're starting with Silent Universe and Monster Reborn. Very powerful spells, and yeah, we should be able to eventually be able to outvalue Ghost Gal, right? Well, there is one particular issue with that. Ghost Girl is running the Altergeist Archtype, and very specifically, this version of the Altergeist Archtype is very dependent specifically on a monster known as Altergeist Meluseek. And Meluseek is just one of the best slow control cards in the entire fucking universe. My god, this thing is busted. But we'll get into that. We will get into that when she actually summons it.
It's a queen, baby. Yeah. I already love it.
Use Stack Reviver or bring back one of the Stack Revivers that we used.
Right. Now we can actually use those graveyard recursion abilities that we have because they are the only cards in our hand right now.
Okay, so we've got access to Xcode, Encode, and Decode, but I'm pretty sure we just want to lean on Decode right now, right?
We're going to decode the Matrix.
No, we're gonna at least try it. Xcode. Okay.
Uh-oh, we're link climbing.
Well, kinda, sorta. We don't actually have a link 4 to go into is the thing.
Pointing every which way. We are going to shut down one of your monster card zones, but you can still use the other 4 of them.
Oh, look, Magical Merchant. And she got Altergeist Protocol.
Huh.
Now, I'm going to be honest. The whole reason why we have issues at all in the VRAINS campaign is because past Gerdat is not familiar with how to actually, you know, do link climbing at this point in the game.
It's like honey to the bee, baby.
Ooh, backup
How
secretary.
Sweet it is to summon honey, but
now I have to be careful here because I think I can actually go into Decode, but yeah, I can go into Decode. However, if I go into Decode, I think I'm gonna end up spending. If I attempt to go into Decode right now, I have to spend Xcode to do it. So. Old Vindictive Magician. Dang it.
this gal's using a lot of Magician's Force cards.
She's using some of the more powerful flip effect monsters, sure, but
Powerful flip effect monsters. Relics of an era long since expired.
that's not entirely true, actually, because around this time we actually got a relatively awesome flip effect monster archetype in both Tindangle and Subterror. The issue was
I'm sorry. Tindangle?
Yes, Tindangle. The issue was Tindangle very specifically is an archetype that we'll see a little bit later on, and Subterror ended up turning into a Protect the Castle archetype, where you're actually using one of the smaller pieces of it that was meant as a direct counter to it, because, you know, he was the guy that was hunting all the Subterrors. All right, I hope you're ready to break down what the actual primary gameplay loop for Altergeist is, because it's effectively on the field right now. Altergeist Silquitous has got a quick effect that allows you to effectively control the board state infinitely, as long as you happen to have at least itself and one other Altergeist monster. With that in mind, it is extremely difficult to actually gain advantage against Ghost Girl, because she just does this over and over again.
So we tried attacking, and then she targeted the attacking monster.
No.
She
didn't target the attacking monster. She targeted my actual threatening monster, and bounced back both Silquitous as well as my threatening monster. So now I effectively don't have anything anything out anymore that can actually deal with her board, and that is where my board sits for the rest of this duel. I don't have the ability to take down both Silquitous and her other monster, and in this case, it's two Silquitouses that I have to deal with.
So, I mean, in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, given the choice between putting a monster into the graveyard or putting a monster back in the hand or the extra deck, honestly, I think the better move is to try to find ways to get the cards back into either the hand or the extra deck, or hell, even the deck, except the latter would be the hardest to pull off, except with, like, Phoenix Wing Blast.
Oh, look, she's got her own copy of Monster Reborn, and now she can chain Silquitous to her activation of Monster Reborn, bouncing my face down, and...
Hey, that's mine.
Yeah, and now she can swing for, what is it, 4,000? No, it's 5,000 points of damage.
This is gonna hurt. Ow, my pride.
Yes. And she also happens to have her own Link 3 monster in Altergeist Prime Banshee. Prime Banshee is not honestly one of the more threatening cards in the archetype. Although now that it's out, we have almost certainly lost, especially because we drew into another copy of
Security Block.
Yeah, Security Block. Security Block is actually a really good link climbing tool, but I need other monsters in order to actually link climb with, and I don't have them. So.
Alright, now she's just being cheeky. Like, just go... Like, lady, you got game on the board. Just attack.
And here is one of the actual big threats for Altergeist. Altergeist Hextia. Hextia effectively can get up to, I think it's 4,500 attack points if used correctly. And it's actually relatively easy for Ghost Girl to use it correctly.
Oh my god, please just get to the point.
But yeah, this is one of the primary showcases of what happened during the Link era. Virtually every single playable archetype has got a near infinite resource loop that, if you know what you're doing with, can effectively mean that by spending exactly one card effect, you can gain up to 3 cards of advantage on field. And this is true of Goki, this is definitely true of the Code Talkers, and it's very explicitly true of the Altergeists. And these were the first big Link archetypes that we had access to during the early days of Link summoning. So, how does Slowburn deal with Altergeist? Well, you may have noticed that the big issue that Ghost Girl ends up running into is that her monsters tend to be actually relatively small. So, as long as I can actually keep my Dark Sanctuary out on the field, it's very difficult for her to, actually cash in raw amounts of damage. And then comes out Meluseek.
This card can attack directly.
Not only can Meluseek attack directly, but more importantly than that, if Meluseek successfully inflicts battle damage, she sends a card on the field to the graveyard. She doesn't destroy it. She doesn't. She does, and I think it doesn't target either. I'd have to look at it again. But yeah, Meluseek is in fact just absolutely absurd when it comes to the Altergeist control scheme. If you can bring up a combination of Meluseek and Silquitous, you can shut your opponent down from ever being able to play the game.
Because for one thing, it gets around effects that specifically interact with cards that destroy. Because word usage is more important in Yu-Gi-Oh than it is in Magic the Gathering. Like in Magic the Gathering, is the card dead or is it exiled? Because there are very clear rules as to how creatures interact with either state, and also triggered abilities that happen when a creature dies, for example. But in this freaking game, cards can go to the graveyard for like 5 different reasons.
Oh yeah.
And each one of them is unique.
Monster Reborn to bring back Silquitous.
Was it discarded? Was it milled? Was it destroyed? Or was it sent?
Was it tributed?
God help you if your cards are sent. All right, so what we got to do now is just wait for her to make this big, uber, super duper series of moves like she did during the last during the last fight, and then use Dark Hole.
Actually, here we're probably going to use a Lava Golem because, you know, Lava Golem is honestly a significantly easier way of getting rid of 2 Hextias than, especially since I've got Zoma the Spirit
Perfect. Now. Yes, because now we got Zoma the Spirit.
I fucking love Zoma the Spirit, man.
How do you like that, sister?
It's really disappointing to me that the Zoma Retrain actually has a damage cap on it, because the whole reason why this Zoma the Spirit is just so good is because if your opponent builds a single big monster, Zoma can just kill them immediately off of it.
Right. So you're telling me so what's the cap on the Retrain?
The Retrain, although it inflicts double effect damage, it has a cap of 3,000.
So you can never deal more than 3,000 damage with the Retrain Zoma the Spirit.
Yep.
Okay, now are there any advantages to using the Retrain Zoma the Spirit?
It is tied to an archetype.
Oh. Archetype specific. But I mean, God, I mean, they have shown, Konami, that they will errata cards on the basis of the need to errata a card, like Ring of Destruction, which we went over in previous part.
But the Ring of Destruction errata isn't actually all that impactful for its original use cases. It's very impactful. It's very impactful in the modern game, fucking somehow, because it's still a normal trap and therefore what was barely playable to begin with. But you know, its original use case for Ring of Destruction was specifically punishing your opponent for bringing out a giant monster by absolutely killing them with your Ring of Destruction.
Right. Like let's stop this one card from being the most frequent method by which players end games.
No, let's stop. The reason why it got banned is because we wanted to stop this card from being the most frequent reason why games ended in a fucking draw. Anyway, thank you, Lava Golem. Oh, and Dark Sanctuary.
You are now dead. Again, Ghost Gal.
Dueling for answers. We got the Ghost Gal avatar, we got the deck recipe for Altergeist Protocol, and we also got Mistaken Arrest. In the next episode, Dueling for Answers. I think we're fighting against Jean here, right? No, we're fighting against Akira.
Quad
Okay.
Van Dam.
Be safe, everybody.
Akira the Handsome.